Well, great morning, everyone. Oh my goodness, well, this is what, day 2 after surgery, and it is so annoying because it's still cloudy. It's like I see this big white thing right in my vision. So it's it's really annoying. But anyway, grab some cards here and we'll just look and see what they have to say today. Okay, so let's see what it's going to say. I was hoping against hope I would wake up and it would be clear today. No such luck. No such luck. And I just want to say thank you to the ashram. They want to buy me a nice dinner. So I'm going to have that dinner today. Yesterday I had fuss, so I didn't take them up on the dinner because I was having pho. And I still had half of it left, so I wanted to have that last night. But I will take them up on the dinner today. So I'm going to enjoy that. Okay, so let's see what this is about. It's about those that think they're in authority above everything. And what's crossing it underneath of it about the long term. Their long-term things. Tower moment with it. Okay. Now we know who they are, the ones that all want to be in their big authority thing. Facing loss on one side. An agreement. It's about the actions in hand that they've been doing. The foundation is the cup. I think in this cup, it's their actions, their cup of abominations they're holding on to, what's being juggled. So long-term accountability. They've had short-term success with the actions in hand that they're doing. When it comes to, guess who? Trump. Foundation, but the knowledge, the law, etc. Short-term luck, but they're out in the cold when it comes to the law. And control. There's an agreement about control when it comes to Trump. Okay? The knowledge about their control, the cup of abominations each of them is holding on to. Okay? Let's see, one side we have what's being eaten away. The cross to bear. And underneath of it all, the health of it. The health, long-term, what's been juggled. Excuse me. So those that think they're in a position of power above it all, there is that knowledge, with Trump, what he's done, what they're doing. Short-term success in their control aspect, but they're out in the cold in the end. There's agreement with that. And, excuse me. I have to blow my nose or I'm going to keep sneezing. So we have, again, eating away at the cross to bear when it comes to the long-term health of things. So, in other words, they're going to be accountable for their actions that they are engaging in. There will be some accountability with this. So let's do a clarifying read with it and see what else it's going to tell us about this. You know, they think they're all going to get away with it and they're going to get a pardon from Trump, etc. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. No harm, no foul. We'll just get a pardon and they can't touch us. I'm sure that's what he's promising. But let's see. In the center of it all is this new concrete. Something new, concrete coming out. Path opening up. When it comes to the White House, where things are moving to, things in motion. Above it, a new action. Foundation is because facing a loss. Above it, when it comes to the White House, their actions in hand. Where it's moving to, stuff that's still up in the air. Foundation. The long term, when it comes to their actions and the White House. The dark drama, facing loss. Where things are moving with things still up in the air. Okay. The choices they're making in life. And the other side of it, what's been constructed, what they're building on. Excuse me. So we'll see what's underneath of it, driving all of this. The story, underlying story. Okay, feeling embattled when it comes to the evidence in hand. What they're trying to get away with, the takeaway, the strength of a tower moment coming. The big burden being carried when it comes to the wealth of evidence and the wealthy themselves. Don't like what's coming down, pondering the situation when it comes to messages coming out. When it comes to their cups of abominations, it comes to democracy, etc., of victory, trying to walk away from this stuff, but the light is being shed, more things are being offered up, which continues to be a nightmare for them with what they're trying to feed us, the lies, the spins, messages they put out, all coming from his insanity, okay? From his insanity and the things done by dark of night. There will be continued messages coming out of information, things being overturned. The wheel is turning. They keep trying to keep a lid on things with more manipulations. And this is, I think, the whole cadre of Trump ones that are doing the manipulation, those surrounding him, the sycophants, okay, if you will, I don't think this is MAGA in this time. I think this is the ones that are still surrounding him that get something out of this. New information that is extremely painful, mentally, physically painful. We look at what he's trying to sell, ever the merchant, and there is an agreement when it comes to this overflowing cup of abominations now coming out. The swords are coming down. The truth will be coming out. There is judgment going on when it comes to those, again, involved in this. The ones that think they're above it all. The ones that are engaging in this to try to temper things for him. But unfortunately, mentally, this stuff is not going to go away. Okay, they're tied up with what? The truth that's surrounding it, the information that's there. So trying to control the actions, trying to control the narrative, but this is going to come to its end point. It could be also deaths that have happened, other things of that nature, things being worked on when it comes to trying to control, and what the evidence is that they remain trying to hide from justice. So we'll leave it there. Okay, they're continuing to try to hide these things from justice. I'm sure there were some deaths, other things coming out, and there will be accountability for some of these. Now, they may think they're protected by the dark side as long as Trump is there in power, but, this too will pass. Okay? This too will pass. He's not going to be there forever. In fact, day by day, he is getting worse. Okay? So their time is going to come to an end. They're trying to find some way to manipulate the midterm elections, but they're not going to be successful with that. So let's see what else, if there's anything else that the cards are going to tell us. I'm giving these a good ruffle shuffle, and we'll do another real quick thing to just see what else it's going to say on this front. First thing out again, the wheel is turning. That little pesky thing called karma. When it comes to, again, I did shuffle those involved that are in positions of authority now, and this is in motion, okay? So when it comes to this wheel turning karma, it's about the Epstein things, okay? Those that are in power now, and the White House. The foundation is the truth, okay? What's actually going to be the strong arm transformational things above it with what's being handed out about Epstein, above it the things the White House is trying to retreat mentally from going forward, and above it all their actions in hand, okay? So what's actually there when it comes to the actions in hand? The things done by the dark of night, his barking mad scenario, and those that are surrounding him, the sycophants, okay? Underneath of it all, their manipulations, okay? So yeah, the wheel is turning on what they're handing out or not handing out, about the White House's trying to, kibosh everything mentally that's there going forward. But it's going to come out, their actions, the things that they have done when it comes to their positions of authority. And unfortunately, the rulership of the mind and the information that's coming down that will be transformational, and the barking mad insanity of those that are surrounding Trump. Okay? Yeah, all about their manipulation. So it's all going to come out. I just keep, it doesn't matter how many times I shuffle the cards, what I do. It comes out that their nefarious attempts of manipulation are going to come out. Okay? It's not going to bode well for them because they have the burden. Okay? The judgment is coming out. And it's going to come to an end. Going to come to an end for these ones. So on that note, I'll leave that here. And we'll see you online.